Hello everyone, welcome to DevOps in channel. Today we are going to cover how to install SonarQube on Ubuntu 20.04 Linux OS. So before installing SonarQube, let's understand the prerequisites. So here we need a Ubuntu 20.04 LTS with minimal installation, and also we need a minimum 2 GB RAM and 1 CPU for initial configuration. Also, we need a PostgreSQL database with version 9.3 or higher, and we need to access the instance. We need a SSH access with sudo privilege, and also we have to open the firewall port 9000 or inbound rules. So SonarQube default port is 9000. So before installing SonarQube, we have to prepare the system. So there are some prerequisites. So let's understand what are the requirement of the SonarQube to install the SonarQube. So let's visit the official SonarQube page. Here you can see that prerequisite and overview. So if you go scroll down, so we need a Java version to be installed. So SonarQube requires Java version 8 or higher version. It supports the Oracle JRE OpenJDK. Also, we need a PostgreSQL to store all the SonarQube data. So these are the supported version of PostgreSQL database. If you are using the Microsoft SQL Server, these are the version. If you are using the Oracle database, these are the version. Then we need these are the requirement of web browsers. Then, so here we are installing on Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a Linux-based OS. So we have to prepare the system. So here we have to increase the, so here we are using the Linux OS. So here we have to increase the max map count virtual memory is greater than or equal to, this is the size. Then also we have to increase the max file size to this number. Also, so these are the commands to increase the memory, virtual memory and file size. So let's prepare the system. So here we are using the installing the SonarQube using the normal users. So these are the commands. If you are using the root user, these are the commands. Okay, and also if the user running SonarQube, so it does not have the permission, so you have to increase the files descriptor also. These are the commands. And also you can configure this value in etcsysctl.config file. And also if you are using the SonarQube service as a systemd service, then where we have to add this, increase the limit. So let's prepare the system. So here I have my AWS accounts. I have logged into my AWS accounts. So here in global search, click on EC2. Then click on instances at the left side. Then let's launch the new Ubuntu instance. So click on launch instance. So here we are selecting the Ubuntu Server 20.04. Then, so as per the requirement, we need a minimum 1 CPU and 2 GB RAM. So for now, let's select the T2 medium instance. Then click on configure instance. Then here I'm selecting the default security group. Also I enable to assign the public IP. Then click on add storage. Then here I am adding the 20 GB storage. Then click on configure security group. Let's select the security group. Here I am selecting the default security group. So later we have to open the port 9000 in inbound rules. So for now, let's configure security group. Click on review and launch. Then click on launch. Then select the key pair, or you can select the existing key pair, or you can create a new key pair. So here I am selecting the existing key pair and click on checkbox to the acknowledgement and click on launch instances. Then click on view instances. Then instances is being ready. Let's wait to be in a ready state. Okay, now the instance is running. Click on the instance, copy the public IP address of the Ubuntu EC2 instance. Let's log into the EC2 instance using the putty. Select the key pair. Here I have already converted PEM file to PPK. Click on yes. Default username for the Ubuntu EC2 instance is the Ubuntu. Let's input the username as Ubuntu. You have logged into the EC2 instance. Let me increase the font size of the putty. This is the VM max count, kernel max count, file descriptor, and ulimit on Ubuntu OS. Let's for now let's increase at runtime. Enter this command as per the instruction given by the SonarQube. Now let's encrypt the file size also. Then increase the ulimit. Then if you want to increase the permanently, you can add in the etc security limits.conf file. So this is the prerequisite to increase the file max or increase the virtual memory. So let's update the system package using the sudo apt-get command. Okay, we have updated the Ubuntu OS. Now let's install the wget and unzip package. Command is sudo apt-get install wget unzip. Wget is to download the SonarQube package. You can also use the curl unzip to extract the SonarQube setup. Next, so as per the SonarQube requirement, we need a Java version. So either you can select Oracle Java, OpenJDK, or any other JDK. So requirement is we need a 8 plus version, 8 or higher version. So let's install the OpenJDK 11 on the Ubuntu. So OpenJDK 11 is installing. Let's wait till installation is complete. it's taking time. Let's wait till installation is complete. Okay, now we have installed the OpenJDK 11 on Ubuntu 20. Let's clear the screen. Now let's install the OpenJDK JRE also. Next, we have to select the default Java version or JDK. So if you are install the multiple Java version, and if you want to switch the Java version, command is sudo update alternative config Java. So here we have installed only one version, that is Oracle 11. That's why it is not showing the option. If you have installed the multiple Java version, you can select which Java version you have to use. Then let's select the Java version. Command is Java space - version. So here you can see that Java 11 is installed and it is showing the version. Next step, install and set up PostgreSQL database. So here we are installing the PostgreSQL 10. So as per the SonarQube, we can use the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So here we are using the PostgreSQL 10. So let's add and download the PostgreSQL repo in the Ubuntu. Next, let's add the Postgre apt repo, Postgre repo using the duplicate. Next, let's install the PostgreSQL 10 on the Ubuntu. Okay, here I think it's installing the Postgre 12. Let's start the PostgreSQL service. Now enable the PostgreSQL database at system startup using command sudo systemctl enable PostgreSQL. Now let's check PostgreSQL service using command systemctl status PostgreSQL. So PostgreSQL database is running. Now let's change the password of Postgre database and it create the Postgre user. Default user of PostgreSQL is the Postgres. Let's change the password. We have changed the password of Postgres user. Then log into the Postgres user. Command is su-postgres. Enter the password. Now we have entered into the Postgres prompt and Postgres user. Now let's create the, here we have to create the database user and database to store the SonarQube data. To create a user in SonarQube, command is create user and Sonar is the user. You can use any other user. Then now we have to switch to the Postgres shell. Command is PSQL. Now we have entered into the Postgres database CLI and it is using the 12.6. Now let's set up the password for the newly created user for SonarQube database. So here we have created the Sonar user and let's assign the password. So here I am changing the password. You can assign any password as per your requirement. To create a user in PostgreSQL, command is alter user. Here we have already created user SonarQube with encrypted password and we have to set the password. Then we have assigned the password to the user. Then let's create a database. Name is SonarQube and owner is Sonar. So command to create database in Postgres, create database. This is my database name SonarQube and owner of this database is a Sonar user. So database is created. Now grant all privilege to the Sonar user on SonarQube database. Command is grant all privilege on database. Database name is SonarQube and to the user Sonar. Now we have successfully created the one database user. Name is Sonar, database is SonarQube, and we have granted permission to the Sonar user on SonarQube database. And also we have assigned the password to the Sonar user. Now let's exit from the PostgreSQL prompt. Command is /q. Now to switch to back to the user, let's exit from the Postgres user. Now we have came into the Ubuntu user. Now let's install the SonarQube on Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. So here we have to download the SonarQube. So here to download the SonarQube community version, you can visit the official SonarQube page. Let's visit the SonarQube page where you can download the SonarQube setup. Here we have all the SonarQube setup. You can select any one. So here we are installing the SonarQube Community Edition, and it is all the features. Now to download to check all the version, here option the historical download, and here is the option show all version. Here is the drop down. So click on the drop down. Here you can see that all the SonarQube version available. So let's download the LTS version. So it is also here we are downloading the 7.9.5 version. So select this version, whatever you want to download. Here we are selecting the 7.9.5. Right click on Community Edition button. And click on copy link location. Then go back to the Ubuntu EC2 instance, use duplicate command and type the here SonarQube download link. It is downloading the version of 7.9.5 in zip format. Let's download the SonarQube on Ubuntu EC2 instance. So it is downloading. So SonarQube setup is downloaded in the zip format. Let's clear the screen ls. Here you can see that downloaded SonarQube setup. Next, now we have to unzip this setup to the op directory, or you can select the any directory. So let's extract SonarQube setup in the opt directory. Command is sudo unzip. This is my SonarQube setup. -d means directory, and destination directory is /opt. So setup is extracted in the opt directory. So you can check cd/opt, and SonarQube setup is extracted in opt directory. Let's come on to the Ubuntu instance. Now we have to move extract the setup to the opt SonarQube. So here we are creating the SonarQube directory, where we are all moving to the my SonarQube setup into the opt SonarQube. So let's run this command, and you can check that. So we have extracted SonarQube in the opt SonarQube directory. Let's come on to the Ubuntu instance. Now we have to the configure SonarQube. To configure SonarQube, first we have to create a group and user in the Ubuntu. Let's add the group name Sonar. To create a group in Ubuntu, command is sudo group add Sonar. Next, we have to add the user with directory access. We have to give a SonarQube directory access to the Sonar user and Sonar group. Next, we have to change the ownership of the SonarQube directory. Command is sudo chown group and user opt SonarQube recursive permission. Now let's open the SonarQube property to add the Postgres database details. So properties file is located into the whatever you have extracted in the SonarQube directory path. So here we have selected the opt SonarQube. In SonarQube there is a config folder. In that we have the sonar.properties. Let's open this sonar.properties file. Here we have the different configuration. So in the database section, there is a user credential. Here is a Sonar JDBC username and Sonar JDBC password. So here we have to change the property file. Here I have already have the properties file. Let's uncomment this two line. So here is my property. So username is Sonar. So we have to add the username. So username is Sonar and password is whatever you set while creating the Sonar user and password. Then we have to add the Postgre database details. So if you have added the SonarQube, if you are using the PostgreSQL from different VM or EC2 instance to add the database details, so here we have to add one more property, sonar.jdbc URL equal to jdbc, then Postgres, then the Postgres database is installed on this system only. That's why here I am selecting the localhost, and Postgres default port is 5432 and database name is SonarQube. Let's add this property and save this sonar.properties file. Now next, we have to give to run the SonarQube. We have created the already group and user name is Sonar. So open the SonarQube script file. So for Ubuntu OS, so in SonarQube directory there is a bin folder, then go to the Linux 8664 directory, then there is a sonar.sh file. Let's open this sonar.sh file. Here there is an option run as a sonar. So uncomment is this line run as a sonar, and after equal to you have to add the user, and user is sonar. Save this file. Now we have to start the SonarQube. So let's switch the sonar user. Command is to switch the user sudo su sonar user. Then type the command dash. You can see the directory also. Now we have to move to the cd opt SonarQube bin, and this we are using the SonarQube for the Linux OS. Then select the Linux 8664 and enter. Then type the ls. Here you will see that sonar.sh script. Now let's start the SonarQube. Command is /sonar.sh, and to start the SonarQube command is start. So here SonarQube is started. We can check the log also. So let's go to the SonarQube folder. Then go to the logs, cd logs. Clear the screen, ls cd logs. Then you can check the sonar.log. So you can check the logs here. So process is up. So let's open to access the SonarQube on the outside, or to access the SonarQube web interface. Go to the AWS dashboard. Let's select the security group for the SonarQube instance. Let's open the port 9000. So go to the edit inbound tool. Click on add rule. Open the port 9000. Here I am adding opening for all the IP address. You can add your IP or as per your rule. Click on save rule. Now copy the EC2 instance public IP. Copy the public IP address. Go to the browser. And SonarQube IP address and port is 9000. Now you can see that SonarQube is installed, and we can access the SonarQube web interface. To log in the SonarQube, here right side, click on the login. Click on login. and default username and password for the SonarQube is admin. User is admin, password is admin. And click on login. Now we have successfully logged into the SonarQube. So here you can add the projects and add the users. You can go to the profile, you can click on my account, you can change the password, security, all these things in the SonarQube. For now, we are running the SonarQube on the Sonar user. So if you want to create the systemd file, or if you want to start from the start and stop SonarQube from the systemctl command, so we have to configure the service in the systemd. So let's exit from the log. To configure systemd service for the SonarQube, then we have to stop the SonarQube. To stop the SonarQube using the script, let's go to the SonarQube. Go to the bin directory, then go to the Linux 8664 directory. Here you can find the sonar.sh /sonar.sh. You can see the status is running. Now first stop the SonarQube. Now SonarQube is stopped. Now exit from this user, Sonar user. Now we have came to the Ubuntu user. Clear the screen. To create the systemd for the SonarQube, create the sonar.service in the etc systemd and system directory. So command is sudo nano. Go to the etc systemd system and create a file name sonar.service. Then here is the to create the systemd service. Here I have the configuration. So here use this configuration. So here is the to create the systemd. Here we have to add the unit, then service, then you have to give the description. Then we have to select where the SonarQube is installed. We have to add this two four lines. Go to the my SonarQube installed in the opt SonarQube bin, then Linux 8664 folder. Then to start the SonarQube, we are using sonar.sh start. To stop we are using the stop command. Then we have to mention the user. From each user you want to start and stop the service. User is Sonar, group is Sonar. So whenever there is a problem, so restart always. Also we can increase the number of file limits and process also in the SonarQube service as per the instruction given by the SonarQube. So here there is an instruction. If you are creating the systemd to start and stop SonarQube, you can add increase the number of file and number of process in the SonarQube's systemd service. And install multi-user target. This is a predefined configuration and we have to change these 7 lines. Then save this sonar.service file. Then now start the SonarQube service using the systemctl. Command is sudo systemctl start sonar, or you can use sonar.service. Let's enable the SonarQube service at system startup. So whenever you restart the instance, the SonarQube will automatically start. So enable the SonarQube. Then let's check the SonarQube service. Command is sudo systemctl status sonar. Now the SonarQube is running using the systemctl. You can start, stop, restart SonarQube service using the systemctl. To access let's access the SonarQube UI. Copy the public IP address of the EC2 instance, and port is 9000. Click on login. Give the username and password is as admin, and click on login. The SonarQube is working with the system D. So that's all from this session. Thank you.